Percy the Snowman. It was the Christmas holidays on the island of Sodor. Snow lay thick on the tracks. All the engines were excited. There were presents and parcels, parties and playtimes, all for the children of Sodor. The Fat Controller was at Tidmouth Sheds with Thomas.
Thomas, I have a special for you.
Thomas's boiler bubbled.
At tea time, I am switching on the Christmas lights. You are to take me from Knapford Station to the town square.
Yes, sir.
Make sure, Thomas, that you finish all your other jobs first.
Of course, sir. Right away, sir.
Thomas's firebox fizzed and flickered.
That is a very special.
And Thomas chuffed cheerfully away onto the snowy tracks. The snow splattered and scattered as his snowplow sliced through it. Then Thomas saw Percy in a siding.
Hello, Percy.
Percy was huffing hard.
Hello, Thomas. Those trucks slipped and slid on the snowy tracks. Snow can be tricky. What are you doing?
Thomas puffed proudly.
I have a very special. I'm to take the Fat Controller to turn on the Christmas lights.
Percy sighed sadly.
I finished my jobs. The Fat Controller didn't give me a special.
Thomas wished. He didn't want his best friend to be sad. He wanted to share his happiness with Percy. Then an idea flew into Thomas's funnel.
We can share my special. We can both take the Fat Controller to the town square.
Percy's traction rods tingled.
Thank you, Thomas.
Wait here, Percy. I'll huff my hardest to finish my jobs. Then I'll whoosh and I'll wish as fast as I can back to you.
Be careful, Thomas. Snow can be tricky.
Thomas pumped his pistons.
Don't worry, Percy. I know all about snow.
And Thomas steamed swiftly away. At Brendam Docks, dock workers coupled Thomas up to a flatbed of machinery.
Thank you. Now I must hurry to Maithwaite Station. I'll puff and I'll chuff as fast as can be, so Percy can share my special with me.
On the way to Maithwaite Station, Thomas whooshed past Percy. Percy was waiting.
I'll chuff back soon, Percy.
Snow splattered and scattered all over Percy. But Thomas didn't know.
Slow down, Thomas.
And Thomas didn't hear. He was already steaming down the track and away. At Maithwaite Station, workmen uncoupled Thomas from the flatbed of freight.
Thank you. Now I must race like the wind to my next job at Farmer McColl's.
Thomas's wheels whirred.
I'll puff and I'll chuff as fast as can be, so Percy can share my special with me.
At Farmer McColl's farm, Thomas was coupled up to a wagon of milk churns.
Thank you. Now, I only have one job left.
Thomas's firebox flared.
I'll puff and I'll chuff as fast as can be, so Percy can share my special with me.
On his way to the dairy, Thomas rattled past Percy again. Percy was waiting. Percy was snowy.
I only have one job left, Percy. I'll wish back soon.
Once again, snow splattered and scattered all over Percy. Percy was covered in snow, but Thomas didn't know.
Slow down, Thomas.
And Thomas didn't hear. He was already racing down the track and away. At the dairy, Thomas was uncoupled from the milk churns.
Hooray! All my jobs are done.
Thomas's boiler bubbled brightly.
I'll puff and I'll chuff as fast as can be. Now Percy can share my special with me.
Thomas screeched to a stop at the siding. Thomas was excited.
Here I am, Percy, ready and raring to chuff our Christmas holiday special.
Thomas whistled and whooshed, but no sound came back. Thomas was puzzled.
Percy? Where are you, Percy?
Percy wasn't there. Percy had disappeared.
Percy! Where are you? We mustn't be late for the Fat Controller.
But Percy didn't answer. Now Thomas was worried. Thomas puffed and peered at the siding. All he could see was white snow and no Percy.
Cinders and ashes. Now Percy can't share my special. And I'm late for the Fat Controller.
Just then, Gordon roared by. Snow from the track sprayed and sploshed all over a bush. Thomas was surprised.
Bubbling boilers. Now that bush looks like a snowball.
Then Thomas gasped.
Trembling tracks. I know why I can't see Percy. I must have covered him in snow when I whooshed and wheeshed past.
Thomas looked hard at a big snowy shape in front of him.
Percy, is that you?
Suddenly some snow slipped away.
Percy, it is you.
Percy was sad.
Hello, Thomas. I thought you didn't want to share your special with me. Now my firebox has gone out, so I can't come with you.
Thomas felt terrible.
I'm sorry, Percy. You were right. Snow is tricky. And I don't know about snow at all.
Thomas looked at his snowy friend. Then an idea popped in his pistons.
Percy, I'll puff back soon. I promise you will share my special after all.
Thomas puffed into Knapford Station. The Fat Controller was waiting. He was dressed as Father Christmas. Thomas jiggled with joy.
Sir, I have an idea that will give the children an even bigger Christmas holiday surprise.
So Thomas told the Fat Controller about Percy.
We can take the party to Percy.
That's a grand idea, Thomas. Pump your pistons.
The Fat Controller turned on the Christmas lights. The children clapped and cheered.
Now, children, all aboard! Thomas has a special surprise for you.
Thomas puffed up to Percy. Percy looked sad. Then he saw Thomas and the children.
I promised to share my special with you, Percy. Children, here is your Christmas holiday surprise. Percy the Snow Engine.
Percy beamed from buffer to buffer. The children cheered and waved. They had never seen a snow engine before.
Hooray for Percy! Hooray for Thomas!
Even the Fat Controller chuckled. Thomas huffed happily.
I've puffed and I've chuffed with the children's party. Now Percy has shared my special with me.
旅に出よう遠いところへ世界中を巡ろうすごい冒険が待っているたくさんの発見が待っているトーマスたちの旅は続く